الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك كلا بل تكذبون بالدين وإن عليكم لحافظين كراما كاتبين يعلمون ما تفعلون إن الأبرار لفي نعيم وإن الفجار لفي جحيم يصلونها يوم الدين وما هم عنها بغائبين يوم لا تملك نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم 2 فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم محتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني ضل في ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تعتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا ونطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا وهم فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه شعرا وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لا مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بل ألا وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم نادى عليا مظهر العجائب تجده عونا لك في النوائب كل هم وغم سينجلي بعظمتك یا اللہ بنبوتك یا محمد. ہم پیش کرنے سے پہلے گزارش کروں گا سب سے کہ ایک مرتبہ سورہ الحمد اور 3 مرتبہ سورہ اخلاص مرحومہ فاطمہ خاکی اینڈ مرحوم فداحسین احمد خاکی کے لیے. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم الحمدللہ بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم قل هو اللہ احد اللہ الصمد لم یلد ولم یولد بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم قل هو اللہ احد اللہ الصمد. برائے تعجیل ظہور امام زمان صلوات اللہم صل علی محمد لے کر سر حسین کو دامن میں کہتی تھی کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا لے کر سر حسین کو دامن میں کہتی تھی کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا چہرہ میرا زخمی ہوا چہرہ میرا زخمی ہوا پر تو نہیں آیا کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا جو چوٹ مجھے لگتی تو بے چین تو رہتا میں درد سے روتی تو یہ برداشت نہ ہوتا، اب کس طرح سے پاتے ہو بابا میرا رونا؟ کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا؟ جلتی ہوئی ریتی پہ چلایا گیا مجھ کو، چلتے ہوئے ناکے سے گرایا گیا مجھ کو، دادی کی طرح میرا بھی پہلو ہے شکستہ، کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا؟ ہر ایک تماچے پہ صدا ان کو میں دیتی، ایک بار بھی آئے نہیں، لیکن چاچا غازی جیسے مجھے پردیس میں امو نے بلایا، کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا؟ جیسے ہی جدا تو ہوا پردیس میں مجھ سے، پابند رسن ہو گئی اور قید بھی آئے، اماں کی طرح سے میرا مرحوم میری دا تھا، کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا؟ پھپھیوں سے محبت تھی انہیں اس لیے بابا، ہاں شام غریبہ میں تھے آئے میرے دادا، تو میری مدد کے لیے ایک بار نہ آیا، کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا؟ روکتی ہے میری سانس، خبر لیجیے بابا، بیٹی کے لیے اب تو کفن لائیے بابا، ایسا نہ ہو بن جائے کفن یہ خون بھرا کرتا، ہے کیا بھول گئے اپنی سکینہ کو اے بابا؟ ارے چہرہ میرا زخمی ہوا پر تو نہیں آیا، کیا بھول گئے اپنی सकीना कोई बाबा
If we could please recite a Surah Al-Fatiha in honor of our beloved Hajj Fidahussein Khaki and Fatmabai Khaki, the grandparents of our beloved Hassanain Khaki, rahimallah man qara'a Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. أما بعد, the right of your mother is that you know she carried you where no one else carries you. She gave you the fruit of her heart, that which no one gives to anyone. She did not care if she went hungry as long as you ate, if she was thirsty as long as you drank, if she was naked as long as you were clothed, if she was in the sun as long as you were in the shade. She gave up sleep for your sake, protected you from the heat and the cold, all in order that you might belong to her. You will never be able to show her gratitude unless through Allah's help and giving of success. Nobody describes the right of the mother in the religion of Islam, and one may argue in the history of humanity like Imam Zain al-Abidin salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh. In Risalat al-Huquq, Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam highlights that never ever reach a level where you take your mother for granted, because there's a day she may not be there for you anymore. That mother who we take for granted, in some cases, we don't realize that when she's not around us anymore, the family unit is not the same as it used to be. A mother is like that particular part of the building that holds the building together. While one's mother or grandmother is still alive, you'll find that that particular person becomes a magnet for everybody. Brothers who don't speak to each other are connected through her. Cousins who don't see each other are connected through her. Siblings who've had problems with one another are connected through her. Therefore, without a doubt, the mother occupies a prominent position, not just within the religion of Islam, but in each and every society. Why? Because part of our fitrah was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creating us with a primordial, innate love for our parents. You don't teach a child to love their parents. A child automatically has that attachment to their parents. You show me a child who's Hindu or Muslim, Christian or Jewish, atheist or monotheist, and you'll find that they have an immense love for their parents. They didn't need to go to a school for them to love their parents. They found that within their fitrah, within their primordial nature, there was a love for their parents, an appreciation for what their parents stood for in their lives. And without a doubt, the building blocks of our societies are our mothers. As Napoleon famously said, give me good mothers, I'll give you a strong nation. The problem today is that many of us have neglected the right of our mother. There are some of us who don't mind putting our mother in a hospice and maybe seeing her once or twice every year. Why? Because we've become irritated that our mother is still around. She's now become a nuisance. She's become too old. We have reached a level where we don't want her to hurt our feelings or to affect the energy of the household. So you find that sadly in our communities today, people have neglected their mothers to simply being slaves for them. Mother, cook for me. Mother, clean for me. There is no time to have conversation with the mother, to sit with the mother, to talk with the mother, to open one's heart to the mother. Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam, when he gave us Risalat al-Huquq, he wanted to show us that like Allah has a haqq over us, so do the people around us. Haqq al-nas, haqq Allah. Allah has His huquq. Likewise those around us, and who more so than the one who heaven is underneath her feet. Therefore, tonight in this majlis, let us try and honor Fatmabai Khaki by looking at the rights of the mother in the religion of Islam. And I'd like to do this in the following stages. Number one, why was there such an emotion to the rights of the mother in the eyes of Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam? Number two, how did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family highlight, even if your mother is not a Muslim, you must always show love and obedience towards her. Number three, and of the utmost importance, how did he highlight to his companions? Visiting my grave or visiting me is never gonna be like the obedience you show to your mother. And how did he show that in particular? To a companion who never met him, but loved him. And loved Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. If I die and I've been rude to my mother, can I utter the shahada in sakarat al-maut? And if I can't, why can't I? What if my mother now is very irritating and old, and I still try and help her? Is that enough? And finally, how did the mothers of the 10th of Muharram highlight that they were there to stand alongside Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam and give everything away in his path? Let's examine this and dissect the topic in complete depth. One of the best books to give to a non-Muslim is the Risalat al-Huquq. Risalat al-Huquq highlights the very identity of the religion of Islam. And none could provide an identity of the religion of Islam like the great grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam. Imam Zain al-Abidin, Risalat al-Huquq, has a vivid description of the rights of the mother. And he wants us to reflect whether the description that he is given is something we've been reflecting on or we've forgotten. Because we are insan, and the word insan comes from nisyan. Nisyan means to forget. You find, for example, in the Quran when Maryam talks of nasya mansiya, I wish I was forgotten. when they were accusing her of committing adultery. We forget. And sometimes we forget how good our parents have been to us. There are many in the world who never had a mother in their life who they could talk to, who they could be around. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa his mother died when he was so young. And there were others whose mothers died when they were young. They could not even be around their mothers. May Allah bless them. Therefore, those of us who've had mothers in our life, those mothers have a right over us. They have a haqq over us. That haqq was described wonderfully by the Imam. What does the Imam say? The right of your mother is that you know she carried you where no one carries anyone. Can anyone carry us the way our mother carried us in her womb? Take me to any form of transport. It will not be the same as the womb of the mother. Take me to any flight, any plane, any car, any house. They cannot offer us the warmth and the nutrients that our mother's womb offered us. Can we ever have done enough shukr for those months we were in the womb of our mother? Where our mothers, when you see a lady who's pregnant, the way she's walking around, it's as if she wants to protect that womb of hers as if there is gold in that womb. It's as if she wants to make sure that that baby in that womb is given the best nourishment. She wants to make sure that that baby is a baby that is looked after in the best of ways. Imam says she carried you where no one else carried you, not even your father. Because people say, why is it the mother is higher than the father in Islam? The father provides so much, and the father is the basis of our development, but the mother looks after the growth of our development. She carried you, he says, where no one carried anyone, and she gave you from the fruit of her heart, that which no one gives anyone. How many times you hear your grandmother or your mother used to recite Quran when she was pregnant? How many times you hear your grandmother or your mother used to go to Majlis while she was pregnant with you? You think your love for Imam al-Hussein is something which is basic? That came from her mother when she's pregnant. She didn't stop going Majalis. You ask her, where did you go? Muharram I went, Safar I went. There was a kushali, a shahada. Someone says, but Sayyidina, I'm in the womb. How would I know what's happening? Every sound you hear in the womb is the beginning of your madrasa. Madrasa doesn't begin when you're 5 or 6. Madrasa begins from the womb of your mother. That mother makes sure that you hear the best sounds. She makes sure that you hear the best of salawats. She makes sure that you hear Masa'ib al-Hussein alayhi salam. When you cry for Abu Abdullah so easily, don't forget it was your mother carrying you and listening to Masa'ib on the television, or on the radio, or in the Majlis of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And as the Imam says, she did not care if she went hungry as long as you ate. How many times you see the mother breastfeeding? You say, Mom, why don't you do anything? She says, no, let me just breastfeed the baby. That breastfeeding, she did not care if she went hungry. The main thing is that you ate. How many times our moms cook iftar for us? All of us have finished iftar, she hasn't started. She's still in the kitchen preparing. We're eating. Then she comes at the end. We've all left the table. She's the one who comes and sits. And she's preparing the whole day. She did not care if she went hungry, as long as you ate. Thirsty. Do you want something to drink? Please let me get you something to drink. You want tea? You want madafu? You want this? Let me go and get for you. She did not care if she was thirsty as long as you drank. Or if she was naked, as long as you were clothed. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the clothes on, I can buy you clothes, you have the nicest clothes, doesn't matter what I wear. Or if she was in the sun, as long as you were in the shade. Tell me, Dar es Salaam sun, how difficult it is. When it becomes humid in Dar es Salaam, how is it easy for a mother? But she makes sure you don't feel the humidity. She will feel. She'll cross the road and she'll protect you. She gave up her sleep for your sake. We forget all of these things. That's the problem. When you see your wife staying up all night and you're knocked out snoring, that child doesn't realize that the wife lost sleep, gained, came back, lost sleep. How many hours? 3 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours. Do you know that's why a person has to be delicate with their wife after she's given birth? Because she's experiencing so many hormonal changes, so many developments biologically and emotionally, and amongst them is lack of sleep. She gave up sleep for your sake, protected you from the heat and the cold when it rains in London. How many times you see the mother, quickly, make sure there's no rain. She doesn't mind the rain is hitting her, as long as the cold and the rain don't hit the baby. Look at the mother. All in order that you might belong to her. Inshallah, that son or daughter of mine realizes that they belong to me. And you'll never be able to show gratitude, Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam says, unless through Allah's help and giving of success. Truly it's tawfiq when you kiss your mother's hand. There are some, they forgot their mothers. They forgot. And there in some cases, you'll find that there are some, his wife tells him, you can't call your mom, shuts his mouth. His wife tells him, you can't visit your mom, shuts his mouth. Her husband tells her, don't call your mom straight away. There is no relationship. There are some, no, they maintained a lovely relationship with their mom. Mom, you okay? How's everything? Sometimes just to open your mouth and have a conversation with your mom makes her day. Not just hello, salam, kamcha, barabarcha, salam, how are you? How's it? Abariyako, the VP. Sometimes has to be a bit more than that. Sometimes a person has to say, Mom, how's everything? Where did you go? Did you attend the Majlis? What did he talk about? Let her talk. Because when you were a baby, she would talk with you even if you're not saying anything that makes sense. She would listen to you when you're just saying gugu and gaga. Now you let her talk. Let her open up. Let her open her heart. Because the biggest rizq you could have is a mother who you're able to say thank you to. This is a success, Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam says. And why did Imam Zain al-Abidin stress on this? Because Imam Zain al-Abidin never met his mother. Imam Zain al-Abidin's mother, Sharbanu, died a few days after she gave birth to him. So Imam Zain al-Abidin wanted to tell the people, don't neglect your mother when you have one. Because I had a mother but she died. I had a mother but she's not with me. But you people have your mother. Don't be those types of people, one phone call every month, every week. Send a message, salam mom, in the voice note, how are you? Wallahi I miss you mother. Wallahi I wish you were. Wallahi I miss your food. Wallahi I miss your dish. Because without a doubt for us, whether your mother is Muslim or not Muslim, the akhlaq and respect has to remain the same. Because we have people in the Muslim community today whose parents are not Muslim. He might think that because he's become a Muslim convert, he should not show the respect to his mother because his mother may be Jewish or Christian. That person who came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ya Rasulullah, my mother's Jewish. And I'm a Muslim. How should I treat her now that I've converted? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, treat her even better than you used to. When she saw him treating her better than he even used to before, she said to him, what is this? Why? When you were Jewish, you didn't treat me like this. You become Muslim, why? He said, because my Prophet said, heaven lies underneath your feet. Jannah is underneath your feet. Even if I kiss your feet, it's not enough. Because heaven lies underneath those feet. She said, if that is the teachings of Muhammad, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. That level of obedience, even when his companions would say to him, the famous story of Uwais al-Qarani. Uwais was in Yemen. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was where? In Medina. He kept writing to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rasulullah, please let me visit you. I want to visit you. But my mother doesn't let me. His mother would say, no, not allowed. I don't believe in Muhammad. Why should you visit him? Just because you're a Muslim, you want to visit him. I'm your mother, I'm saying no. So one day he wrote to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said to me, Ya Rasulullah, please, I beg you, can I come visit you? He said, visiting me is sunnah. Obedience to your mother is wajib. Imagine. Visiting me, ziyarah to me. How many do you see doing ziyarah but they have no akhlaq with their mother? He goes Karbala, he goes Najaf, he goes Qadwain. His mother, he hits her. His mother, he slaps her. His mother, he is rude towards her. Sometimes our test in life is not money, not health. Our parents sometimes are our test. How were we with them? How was our akhlaq with them? Someone might say, Sayyidina, if any Muslim or non-Muslim realizes in their fitrah that they have to show respect to their parents, then why do I need religion? I don't need religion to love my parents. Religion says, وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ. Don't just say it's important to respect your parents, observe the respect of your parents. Yes? Because we could get to Sakarat al-Maut, and I could get to Sakarat al-Maut, my lack of akhlaq with my mother may mean I cannot even say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Someone says, how? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. What is that? 10 words? 11 words? You not showing akhlaq to your mom and not honoring the right of the lady who carried you where no one carries you, who gave you from the fruit of her heart that which no one gives anyone, who would not care if she went hungry as long as you ate, or she went thirsty as long as you drank, or she was naked as long as you were clothed. You don't show respect to that lady, then that kalima does not come out. Because people hurried to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that day. They said, Ya Rasulullah, quick, quick. He said, what is it? He said, someone's dying. He said, okay. What is the issue? Tell me. He said, we are trying to make him say kalima. Kalima does not come out of his mouth. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam turned around to them. He came, he saw a lady sitting, he saw the boy. Young boy. Boy, all he used to say is, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. A few words and it's done. But he couldn't. He turned around to his mother. He said, are you his mom? He said, yes. How many years haven't you spoken? He said, 6 years. He said, no wonder. A person who has not spoken to his mother for that long cannot utter kalima when they die. You could do as much talqeen at the janaza, at the qabristan, read dua. Heaven is under her feet. Someone says, Sayyidina, okay, if heaven is under her feet, what if she asks me to do something haram? What if one day, for example, she tells me, your wife hit her? What if she tells me, for example, don't speak to your uncle? I know Salat al-Rahim is important. My mother saying, you can't speak to your uncle. You're saying to me, Salat al-Rahim, I have to speak to my uncles. Your mother, she asks you to do something disobeying Allah, then you disobey your mother. Obedience to mother is on the basis of obedience to Allah. If your mother today comes and tells you drink alcohol, you'll drink alcohol? But you'll say, but Allah tells me respect your mother. Respect as long as she's asking you to get closer to Allah. If, however, your mother is somebody who's saying to you something which oppresses someone, which does dhulm on someone, don't let your wife leave the house. Don't let your wife, for example, go on holiday. These things are not haram. These things, you can say my culture has certain principles and opinions, but don't say religion. Religion is one thing, culture is another. I respect my mother, but if my mother starts saying things against the teachings of Ahlul Bayt, then I politely say, Mom, no. I have to disagree with you. I love you with all my heart. I show the best akhlaq towards you. But on this area, it's an area where I cannot accept. And even you'll notice that whatever you do for your mother will never be enough. Our mothers, we don't realize, even at old age, even if we carried them on our shoulders in tawaf, even that's not enough for what they did when Imam Zain al-Abidin says what they gave back to you. Because someone said, Ya Rasulullah, I carry my mother around the Kaaba and tawaf. I carry her and carry her. Have I not done enough for her? You said to us, your mother is the pillar, Jannah is under her feet. Is that not enough? Rasulullah said, there's a difference between what she did for you and what you're doing for her. He said, what is it? He said, when she was bringing you up, she was thinking, for how long will he live? When you're carrying her, you're thinking, when's she gonna die? Look at the difference. When my mother was bringing me up, she just wants me to live for 1,000 years. When I'm looking after my mother at old age, sometimes shaitan may whisper, when's she gonna die? May Allah never show us this. Because the worst feeling is for me to have a thought in my heart, when is this lady gonna die? Because then I have not realized her haqq. Imam Zain al-Abidin wanted us to realize that she gave up sleep for your sake. She protected you from the heat and the cold, all in order that you might belong to her. Someone says, okay, Sayyidina, my mother, my grandmother, while she was alive, I showed her the best akhlaq. I never even said uffin to her. Now that she's died, does she still have haqq on me? Without a doubt. Which haqq? Firstly, for example, maybe she's missed her salah or her psalm. You can ensure that qadha is done for these, where you pay somebody to fast on her behalf or to pray on her behalf. Secondly, maybe there are other wajibat or debts she has. You can try and pay them off from the estate or the money she has left behind. Thirdly, do a umrah for her, a hajj for her, ziyarah for her, or do a majlis for Aba Abdullah al-Hussein for her. Because tonight when we remember Fatmabai, what are we doing? We're ensuring her position in barzakh is the higher position. In barzakh, I want to make sure that I'm around the best of company. if I can smell السابقون السابقون المقربون الأبرار, then this would be the highest honor. And if I could see a glimpse of the ladies and the mothers of the 10th of Muharram, then no doubt that would be the highest honor. I'd sit by Layla and I'd ask her about Akbar, and I'd sit by Zainab and I'd ask her about Aun and Muhammad, and I'd sit by Rabab and I'll say to her, Asghar, Asghar, Asghar. I'd sit by the mothers of Karbala one by one. Imagine you heard the masa'ib of Akbar from Layla. Imagine you heard the masa'ib of Aun and Muhammad from Zainab. But imagine the masa'ib of Rabab if she was to narrate to you the neck of Asghar and the arrow through it. Because for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, when he came out and he asked for water, what did he receive from the opposition? Mukhtar al-Thaqafi says, I met Harmala bin Kahil one day. I said to him, how many arrows did you shoot towards the army of Imam al-Hussein? What did Harmala say? He said, I shot 4 arrows. What were they? The first arrow I shot on the right eye of Abul Fadl al-Abbas. When Abbas was riding his horse, he had lost his right arm and his left arm. I shot him on the eye. When someone normally falls on the ground, they fall with their arms in front of them except Abbas. He said, how about the second arrow? He said, the second arrow I shot on the chest of Abdullah, the nephew of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He said to him, how about the third arrow? He said, the third arrow hurts me until now. I shot the arrow on the neck of the 6-month-old baby. Okay, at that moment I saw the baby flap its hands like a bird flaps its wings. May Allah give sabr to the heart of every mother, but sabr to the heart of Rabab, the wife of Imam al-Hussein. Not Rabab, it was Shama Ghariba. The other mothers were on the ground trying to sleep. Layla was trying to sleep, but she remembered Akbar. Zainab was trying to sleep, but she remembered Aun, Abbas, Hussein and Muhammad. The others, Ramla was trying to remember Qasim. Zainab suddenly got up. She wondered, where's Rabab? It cannot be easy for a mother who's lost her sons, who's lost her children, but for a mother who's just given birth. She went out looking for Rabab. She found Rabab wandering from one side of Karbala to another. She said to Rabab, what are you doing? What is it? Listen to the reply when you've given the fruit of your heart as a mother. I'm looking for my baby, my baby. I want my baby next to me so I may feed my baby. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ya Allah, bless the soul of Fidahussein and Fatmabai Khaki. Ya Allah, allow their children to continue observing their rights and their grandchildren as well, Ya Allah. For all of their marhumeen, raise them with Muhammad and al-Muhammad. Allow them to be alongside the Imam of your time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Surah al-Fatiha for all of the marhumeen, but before it, the loudest of your salawat.
कर रहा है ये रावी बयां करबला कर रहा है ये रावी बयां करबला उसने आशूर की शब का मंजर लिखा सीनाए शाह पा बिन्त शाह हुदा اور شبیر کہتے تھے یہ بارہاں، ہم کو جانا ہے کل کرنے وعدہ وفا، تم پا جائے گا صبر کا مرحلہ۔ ارے بات ساری سکینہ نے شہ کی سنی، اور جواباً وہ بس اتنا کہتی رہی، اچھا بابا سلانے تو آؤ گے نا، روز چہرہ دکھانے تو آؤ گے نا، اچھا بابا سلانے تو آؤ گے نا، روز چہرہ دکھانے تو آؤ گے نا۔ بولے شبیر اے میری نور نظر، تم کو کرنا ہے اب شام تک کا سفر، تم کو قیدی بنائیں گے اب اہل شر۔ بولی شہزادی مجھ کو نہیں کوئی ڈر، تم کہو تم سلانے تو آؤ گے نا، روز چہرہ دکھانے تو آؤ گے نا۔ شاہ کہنے لگے اے میری لاڈلی، تم پہ آئے گی اب شام غم کی گھڑی، آگ دامن میں ہوگی تمہارے لگی، بولی وہ فکر مجھ کو نہیں ہے کوئی، میرا دامن بجھانے تو آؤ گے نا، روز چہرہ دکھانے تو آؤ گے نا۔ مضطرب دل سے کہنے لگے شاہدی، تیری قسمت میں بیٹی سکون اب نہیں، اب تماچے لگائے گا شمرے لائی، سن کے یہ بات کہتی رہی وہ حزین، شمر سے تم بچانے تو آؤ گے نا، شمر سے تم بچانے تو آؤ گے نا، روز چہرہ دکھانے تو آؤ گے نا۔ پھر کیا شہن بیٹی سے کچھ یوں سخن، سب حرم ہوں گے اب تو اسیر محل، تیرے ہاتھوں میں بھی اب بندھے گی رسن، بولی یہ بات سن کے وہ تشنا دہن، تم گلے سے لگانے تو آؤ گے نا، ارے تم گلے سے لگانے تو آؤ گے نا، روز چہرہ دکھانے تو آؤ گے نا۔ لکھ کے سلمان دل پھٹ رہا ہے میرا، ہائے جب شاہ والا نے رو کر کہا، اب تو زندان مرقد بنے گا تیرا، بیٹی صابر کی تھی بولی وہ صابرہ، میرا لاشا اٹھانے تو آؤ گے نا، میرا لاشا اٹھانے تو آؤ گے نا، रोज चेहरा दिखाने तो आओगे ना, अच्छा बाबा सुलाने तो आओगे ना, रोज चेहरा दिखाने तो आओगे ना। बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद बुलंदर सलावत। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद वअज्जिल फरजहु।
السلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا نبي الله. السلام عليك يا حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين وابن سيد الوسيين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعل الله آخر الأحد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام عليك يا أبو الفضل العباس بن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليكم جميعا شهداء كربلاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء وبعيد المدى، السلطان أبا الحسن مولانا علي بن موسى الرضا. كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب الأسر والزمان، سيدي الأمان الأمان الأمان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات، إنك مجيب الدعوات، إنك على كل شيء قدير. بحرمة محمد وآل محمد برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.